Happy 70th anniversary, you two. It's a long time to be in love, but we're blessed. We're blessed as a family to have that. And it's really part of the way we are. We can all get together just about any time and never feel like we've been apart. And that's so important for all of us. And it really started with Todd and I, and how you treated us. We never felt like we were in competition. At least I never did, and I don't think Todd felt like he was ever in competition either. We were treated fairly and equally, and there was never that kind of feeling of jealousy ever, at least in my life, and I'm sure Todd feels the same way. You gave us life, and then you gave us a life. You let us go. You let us do things that we felt were right for us. What was right for our life. What was right for our life at the time. And to this day, that's true. And it's really the way our families are. We all share, support, and we just get along. We know how to get along. And that's evident in our individual families. Todd and Mary and the girls, Matt, Lauren, and my grandchildren. I think there's that same kind of feeling is part of our families as well. We've passed that along to the future generations. How you treated us is how we treat our families. And as a result, there's a great deal of success and resiliency in the family. Megan suggested we recount some of the memories that we've had over the years, and I was thinking, well, are there any bad memories? Because all the ones that I could think of were good. And the only bad memory I can think of is when Todd and I shared a room. We had to put a pail next to his bed for when he came home at 2 a.m. after partying all night. But that's the only bad one. All the rest I can think of are all good, or at least they were learning experiences. Nothing bad. I really, the first real true memories I have, I guess, that I can identify were started in Hammersley Road with Joe Barber, the Barbers, and Speedsters and Watermelons. And one time Mom asked me to go get some bread at the grocery store just through the field and a couple blocks away. So I went there with a few bucks, bought the bread, and thought that it would be a good idea to buy bubble gum with all of the change. So I got a bag of bubble gum and took that home and handed the bread to Mom, and she said, "What's in the bag? Where's my change?" And I showed her the bubble gum, and she gently took the bag out of my hands, put it on top of the refrigerator where I couldn't reach it, and said, "Never, ever do that again." And that's the kind of lessons we learned. It was never a harsh word or a spanking or any kind of things like that. It was just stern words, direct, and we knew when we did wrong. You just know that as a kid, and that's the kind of upbringing and nurturing that I've passed along to my family. And visiting Plover, I can see it's the same kind of upbringing and nurturing that Todd has with his family. But some of the other memories, Monona Grove, of course, with the lake there and all the activities that were part of that. The boathouse getting bashed in with ice flows, and the retaining wall that never seemed to go away, cleaning weeds off the beach, shooting carp with the bow and arrow, and going to school with blood on my pants. Those are all things that I remember about Monona Grove. And then, of course, Skunk Lake was another thing, and that there's a lot of memories there. I got to say, that's probably where many of my fondest childhood memories are from. Water skiing and sailing, of course, which I do to this day, all the opportunities that were unfolded as a result of that. Then the partying that went on at Skunk Lake, and all the friends and activity, socializing and getting along. All of those things were a big part of those memories. College, or high school and college, Mom and Dad, you were always there, and that was important. Not only for sporting events, but my grades weren't always the greatest. Sometimes I'd fall down, but you always supported me. You taught me to get back up and set my goals, move ahead, and be a success. And that's, again, something that we passed along, or Todd and I have passed along to our families and our children. That attitude that, yes, you can fail, and it's okay. a failure can turn into success. You can fall down, just get back up, set your goals, move ahead, don't look back, keep moving ahead. And again, we pass that on to our kids. We've both passed it on to our kids. It's one of those things where one of the things I remember is how Dad treated the janitor just like he'd treat a chief executive officer. It didn't matter. We're all human beings. We all deserve dignity and respect. And if there's one lesson that you taught me, it was that lesson. To treat everyone with dignity and respect. Love your neighbor. Support your neighbor. We're all in this together. We all need to pull together to make it work. So, I see all of this visiting Steamboat. I see all of this visiting Plover. And it's, I think, somewhat unique. Not all families can say that they get along like we get along. I don't think all families can look back at their family history and say it was joy and pleasure and wonderment. I mean, it's just amazing. So yeah, it's been a great life, and it will continue to be a great life. And I'm looking forward to all the memories we're going to make in the future. This whole deal with the virus is a pain in the neck. We'll get through it, and we'll get together and make more great memories together. So with that, happy anniversary. Love you all, and we'll see you soon.